They stride through the chaos of India's largest spiritual gatherings like time travelers from a forgotten age. Naked, ash-covered, dreadlocked and drenched in divinity, the Naga Sadhus, warrior monks of Hinduism, aren't just spiritual seekers. They are walking enigmas rooted deep in India's myth, mystery and mysticism. For centuries, they have captured the world's attention and imagination. But beyond the viral images and temple tales, who really are they? And why do people call them the protectors of faith, the children of Shiva, and the souls who die before they actually die? Here are 7 facts that continue to baffle, mesmerize, and awaken a deeper curiosity about the life and legend of the Naga Sadhus. They walk naked, and it's not for shock value. One of the most visually striking things about a Naga Sadhu is their nudity. But this isn't about attention, it's a declaration of detachment. Renouncing clothes symbolizes a complete break from the material world. To protect their bodies from the elements, they smear themselves with bhasma, sacred ash, often from cremation grounds. It's a ritual, it's armor, it's sacred. It takes over a decade to become one. Think becoming a monk is easy? Becoming a Naga Sadhu can take 10 to 12 years of rigorous spiritual training. Aspirants must live in isolation, embrace celibacy, follow a strict vegetarian diet, and practice intense meditation and austerity. Only after years of proving they are ready to abandon worldly identity are they initiated into the order, often through a dramatic and emotional ceremony that symbolizes their rebirth. They don't get cremated when they die. While most Hindus are cremated, Naga Sadhus have a different end. When one is ready to leave their mortal shell, their body is either buried in a meditative pose, a yogic death, or immersed in the Gangas, untouched by fire. It's believed that such a departure grants them moksha or liberation from the cycle of rebirth. They perform their own funeral while alive. Here's the spine-chilling truth. Naga Sadhus perform their own Pindadan, a Hindu ritual typically done by relatives after someone dies. Why? Because initiation into their path is considered a symbolic death. The Pindadan marks the end of their previous worldly life, and they emerge as someone reborn, untethered, unattached, unshaken. They were once warriors who defended temples. The Naga Sadhus weren't always just meditating saints. Centuries ago, they were armed defenders of Hinduism, protecting temples from foreign invasions, skilled in weaponry like swords and tridents. They were known to battle on the front lines. Even today, some undergo martial training, a practice passed down through their ancient akhadas, monastic orders. They play holy with ash from funeral pyres. Yes, you read that right. While most of us play Holi with bright colors, Naga Sadhus celebrate Masan Holi with ash from funeral pyres. This ritual takes place in Varanasi's cremation grounds and is a celebration of life, death and Lord Shiva, who is believed to be the original players of this ash-laden Holi. It's raw, it's surreal, it's unlike anything you have seen. They belong to powerful brotherhoods called akhadas. Naga Sadhus aren't alone wanderers. They are part of akhadas, ancient sects that guide, train and protect spiritual knowledge. Each akhada has its own rules, hierarchies, gurus and fierce sense of identity. During grand spiritual events like the Kumbh Mela, these akhadas march with swords, elephants and chants, announcing their presence as much with ritual as with reverence. So who are the Naga Sadhus really? They are men who have died to their past selves, who live without fear, desire, or possession. They walk naked not to shock, but to strip away illusion. They are monks, warriors, and mystics. They are the smoke rising from the funeral pyre and the silence that follows. And maybe in their stark madness, there's a kind of truth the world has long forgotten.
For more updates, subscribe to our YouTube channel TSW News. News that reveal the truth.